Hey guys,
Hello.
we're jumping on today. We want to talk to you about how, as moms and wives, we wear a bunch of different hats, which is pretty common. I feel like a lot of people have talked about this.
Yeah. In our situations, though, we're stay-at-homes, homeschoolers, private school, public school. We have a lot more than just the typical mom of a kid or two hat.
Right.
We each have 6 kids of multiple ages, down from infant all the way to late teen.
So we're chasing the tiny ones and doing the big kid, like getting ready to launch thing in the middle years where there's emotional catastrophes and everything in between. So it's a lot. And I was telling Kelly earlier, I said that we can wear some of the hats at the same time, right? You can be the nurse and the chauffeur and the cook all at the same time, depending on what's going on or, different things like that. But then there's times where you've got all these hats on, and then with short notice or almost immediately, you have to switch into a different hat and remove all of the hats you previously had on and switch into this whole new gear.
Right.
And that's, I think, where I struggle the most.
Yeah.
Is where I suddenly have to switch from all of these things or this one thing and do whoosh, suddenly costume change. And I think that's the hardest part about wearing so many hats.
Yeah, because the majority of our day is spent being, we'll just say mom, nurse, teacher, friend, mom, all of that. And then all of a sudden, like our older ones will come home from work and it's like, okay, let's help them kind of decompress from their day at work. And then, you're making dinner. So now you're cooking everything. And then the hubby comes home from work and it's like, okay, now we got to switch gears again. And then, you got to get the kids ready for bed. And now they're in bed. And now you just get to be wife.
Right.
And that's kind of crazy, going from like all of these hats to just one or two.
Right. And it's hard too sometimes, I think, because you get the kids packed away at their bedtime. Now you're wife. And sometimes it's a nice switch. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, finally, like I can settle into this moment. It's good. But sometimes it's after putting all those hats down, I don't want to grab the new wife hat. I just want to nothing. I want to grab my phone and scroll into oblivion.
Yes.
I don't want a new hat to put on.
Right.
Yeah, or I need some time before I put the new hat on.
Right.
Or when you have tiny ones, you're like, okay, got it. Wife hat, and you're all about the wife hat. And then you hear child noises and you're like ready to grab that hat. And then you're like, wait, then you have to decide, like, what do they actually need me? Can that wait?
Yeah.
It's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
So I think what we want to know from you guys is, how do you transition to different hats? What hats do you wear? How do you decompress and take off certain hats? Do you have a certain routine that you do to kind of get yourself adjusted? What are your thoughts? We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Let us know.